Hello, everyone. Thanks for listening to the Grow Your Life podcast. My name's Jeremiah Krakowski, and on this podcast, we talk about how you can get more results in your business, go to the next level, and stop struggling to get sales, leads, customers, and clients online, as well as what are the mindset things that you need to work on to get there, to break through to that next level. This week, we've been working with dozens of coaching clients. We helped Dennis work on a plan to create his own coaching practice. We helped Lydia create a plan for herself to break past the fear and worry of closing sales so that she can start to get some more sales. We helped Jimmy come up with a plan so that she can put her products out there and do so confidently, knowing that people are going to buy from her. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is how you can start selling in these times and what it takes to get more sales, to get more results. Listen, if you haven't joined the hashtag Grow Your Life Facebook group, be sure to join it. There's over 1,500 people in there just like yourself that are growing in their life and in their business that you can work with through things, and you can ask questions in there. You're not going to get judged or criticized for asking a stupid question, so you don't need to worry about that. You can literally post anything in there that's on your mind that you're working through, and people will respond lovingly and kindly and give you direction that's actually going to help you. So that's an incredible resource for you. It's totally free on social media. As well, if you haven't checked out my course, Irresistible Offers That Sell, be sure to check that out. It covers everything that you need to create sales offers that get people to buy from you on the internet, start to finish. It's a blueprint for you that you can take and apply to any business model and get more sales. Irresistible Offers That Sell is only $57 on my website, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, when it comes to making progress, when it comes to getting sales in our business, we can get sucked into the feelings of the day-to-day, and we will some days have times where we go out there, we put ourselves out there, we show up, but we're not consistent with it. For you to sell, you have to show up consistently, and you have to sell consistently. You have to create sales conversations with your target customer on a regular basis. You're going to have to step out and take some risks. You're going to have to reach out, connect with, and talk to people that are going to reject you, possibly get mad at you, and make you feel bad for selling to them. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to break past that fear of trying to manage other people's emotions. Listen, we're not able to control how other people are going to react in certain situations. And when it comes to our businesses, when it comes to growing a business, it's not your job to manage and maintain the emotional reactions of people that you're selling to on a regular basis. If you can be consistent, if you can get out of your head overthinking the process of putting your products and services out there, you can start to build a business that gets results, not just sporadically, but consistently. And that happens by showing up on a consistent, regular, daily basis. Focus your energy on meeting the needs of your target customer. Who are the people that are going to best benefit from what you're selling? When it comes to sales, your job is to increase the belief level of that person to believe that when they give you their money, it will give them what they desire, what they want. So your whole job of your efforts, your whole goal is to reach the people that are going to be buyers, increase their belief level in what you're offering, a tangible result that they already desire, for them to believe that if I give you $97, if I give you $1,000, I'm going to get what I want. That's what your target customers need to believe when they buy from you. And all of your efforts need to be based around that. And there's different ways of creating offers that do that with people. Unfortunately, a lot of people get stuck in the weeds of wasting time trying to get famous, trying to get a lot of followers on social media, trying to become social media famous and get a lot of engagement on social media because of a personal need and a desire to receive validation from people. Listen, your business can't be a mechanism for you to receive personal validation. You're going to have to come to the table with your business already believing in yourself, already believing in that you have what other people need, and you don't need anybody to tell you otherwise. You don't need people to validate that you're good enough, and you're not using it as a tool to tell people, for people to tell you that you're adequate, that you're good enough, that you are somebody that they like. Your goal is not to be liked by people. And so if you're putting all of your efforts in becoming social media famous and getting likes and comments and engagement, at the end of the day, that does not produce anything other than it serves an addictive need to feel validated personally inside of you. And that's it. That's where it stops. That's where the results stop. And so what you need to do is you need to start focusing on, how can I serve my target customer? How can I connect? How can I create sales conversations with the people? Every day, you're going to need to be talking to the people that are going to be buying from you. And that's the risk that you're going to have to show up with every day. Oh, and by the way, they're going to reject you. Oh, by the way, you're going to fail. Oh, by the way, you're going to make mistakes along the way. We can't wait until we know the perfect things to say and we feel like, well, we're going to be able to make somebody buy from us before we put ourselves out there, before we start selling. And I know some of us maybe had a critical voice, whether it be from a parent or teacher or spouse, that has told us in our lives, you're not able to put yourself out there until you know that it's going to produce a result. And so you're waiting, you're not even creating sales conversations with people until you know that they're going to say yes to you, because there's this deep-seated desire and need to always be right and do the right things and have a 100% closing ratio, that it's so painful for you that you may not produce a result, that you won't even put yourself out there or show up or create conversations with people that may not turn into a sales result, because for some reason that's painful for you to possibly ever fail at something. How do I know this? Because that's how I've been. That's how I've been for a long time in my whole life. And when I talk with my one-on-one coaching clients, that's how they are as well. And so we have to work through, what is that thing that keeps us locked into inaction and waiting until perfection shows up, that we never do anything. Listen, Tom Brady misses 36% of the throws that he makes in football, and yet he is the greatest quarterback of all time. What if Tom Brady showed up and said, I'm just not going to throw the football today because I missed 36% of them. So I'm just not going to throw it so that I know that I make 100% of every throws that I make. That's the same mindset that I notice that a lot of business owners have, is they want to make every shot that they make, so they make fewer shots so that they don't ever fail, so they don't ever not have a perfect score, a perfect number. And that's going to keep you broke. That's going to keep you on the hamster wheel of struggling through life, trying to constantly find the next greatest thing that's going to take you to the next level, when the thing that you need to do is just start taking imperfect action. Become okay with taking risks that don't work out. And I'm not talking about risks that destroy your life, destroy your family. I'm talking about just showing up, selling to somebody. They get mad and angry at you and tell you, I don't ever want anything to do with you. I don't want to buy from you. Never call me back again. Whoa, that's a risk, right? Get over it. Don't worry about it. Stop worrying about how they're going to react to you. Your job, your goal is not to control, manage, and maintain the emotional reactions of your prospects. Your goal is not to make them buy from you. Your goal is not to control their choices. Your goal is to show up and accept whatever outcome happens, to learn and to get better, because it takes repetition. It takes reps. It takes showing up. It's like in the gym. It's like sports. You're going to have to get more reps under your belt. And even if people get angry, belligerent, or hate you in the process, that's okay. You can't be afraid to take those risks. When it comes to creating sales conversations with people, you're going to have to show up and risk it every single day. And as you do that, you're going to get better at closing more sales. I often see people say this, Jeremiah, I stay silent until I know that it's the right time to ever say anything because I can make sure that somebody's going to respond the way that I want them to. Great. That works in most areas of life except for entrepreneurship and sales. You can't sit around in silence waiting until you can make sure that you produce a result, that you can guarantee a certain outcome. You're going to have to show up and take risks. And for some of you, if there's that fear there still of doing that, then you're going to have to figure out where that comes from. And for me, what helped me with that was working with a therapist, working with somebody that could help walk me through childhood experiences and work experiences and things that I had beliefs in my head that were preventing me from building my business. There's also a great book that I've been recommending to people called Doing the Work by Nicole Lepra. And I highly recommend that. It shows you how a professional might guide someone through overcoming these fears so that you can start taking chances every single day. Listen, taking chances in a sales interaction is not going to hurt you. It might make you feel bad, like internally, but physically, like it's not going to harm you. And so you're going to have to train yourself that it's okay. I know that maybe you've been taught that if you make mistakes, you're going to get punished. And that you should only do things if you can get a reward. That you should only do things if you know that it's going to produce a positive outcome. But that does not produce results, my friends, in business. And so for you to take your business and your life to the next level, you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. Not be afraid of how something might go wrong for you. Not be afraid of how things might pan out if you make a mistake, or this project doesn't sell, or this product doesn't produce a result. And just put yourself out there, take a risk, and see what happens. You know, I wrote some notes down with a client that I was coaching this week, and it was really powerful. I mean, she messaged me the day later and was like, Jeremiah, that was exactly what I needed. And she's starting to get results now in her business. And there were these 3 points that we wrote down. Take inaction on the ideas that you have, even when there's uncertainty about how it's going to pan out. Jump out of the airplane and figure out how to build the parachute as you're falling to the ground. Too many of you are trying to build your parachute and build your results before you take the leap of faith. As an entrepreneur, it will always require you to take the leap with certain failure at the bottom, and you figure it out as you go. The second one is make inaction, make overthinking, make planning and being silent until you know it's going to produce guaranteed certain results. Make those things no longer an option for you. It's not an option for you to sit around and do nothing until you know it's going to work out. It's not an option for you to sit around and figure it all out anymore. You're going to have to start taking action imperfectly, because inaction and waiting are no longer options. And it's not wisdom. It's not wise. Fast decision making as an entrepreneur is where wisdom is. Again, I get it. In every other single area of life, it's not this way. And that's why most people are not successful as entrepreneurs, because they're trying to apply how they live every other area of their life to entrepreneurship, and it doesn't work. And so you're going to have to learn some new skills that you've never done before in any other part of your life, because it would be too risky for you to be successful as an entrepreneur. Don't let fear stop you from taking an action. Become okay with not having it all figured out. Start without having all the pieces together of what the steps are. Start at step one and start moving forward. in building your business. Start moving forward in creating sales conversations. Start moving forward in building your offer, building your product, putting out an ad campaign. Even if it doesn't work, that's your goal, is to do the work, to stay consistent, to show up every day, to follow the process. Listen, my friends, you cannot sit around waiting for you to know that there's certain outcomes. We get sucked into the busy work of what feels like business, and it doesn't contribute a dime to our results. We have to stop waiting until the right time comes to speak up and put ourselves out there, to try to avoid rejection, to try to avoid failing, and just start putting ourselves out there, start getting results, start showing up in those daily interactions, and start selling, not just to get famous, not just to get social engagement, but to create sales conversations every day. Sales conversations that most of the time are not going to work out for you in the beginning, but you're going to learn to get better at them over time. And this is what I love helping coach people through, is that process. And if you need some help growing in this area to become confident as a business owner, confident as somebody that can close sales, that can get customers, that can get leads through the internet to build a business to 6 figures and to 7 figures, I'd love to talk with you. You can schedule a free 45-minute call with me on my website, jeremiahkrakowski.com, and we can talk about your business and what it's going to take to get you from where you're at right now to that next level. But you have a decision to make. You cannot just sit around waiting for the stars to align, for you to finally feel better about things, for the foundations to be set before you take action. It's not an option anymore. I get that that may have been an option for your whole life, but now it's time for you to start to move things forward. You have to make it to where you can't just sit around. Listen, if you just want to sit around, then you have to make a choice that that's what you want to do. You just want to sit around. You want to go get a job somewhere. You want somebody else to tell you what to do. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be a business owner, you're going to have to take risks every single day to go to the next level. And people aren't going to like you for it. They'll judge you for it. And you become okay with that. You become okay with accepting the fact that some people may completely reject you that formerly accepted you because you changed, quote unquote, because that change is what it's going to take for you to reach your goals. Stop trying to hang on so tightly to the life and the existence that you've had up to this moment in time and shift things in the way that's going to start getting you results. And I'd love to help guide and mentor you on that process along the way. We'll talk soon, everybody. Have a good one. Grow your life.